Hello folks, welcome to another Wild Astro film. Today's film is in two parts. The second part is the result of my stove giveaway. So if you entered that in my previous film, then do stick around till the end and find out if you are the winner or our winner of the camping stove. But the first part of this film is a response to a tag. Thanks Andy Morfett from Got Outdoors tagged me to share 5 of my top tips for beginners in the wild camping hobby. So that's where I'm going to start this film. And if you are just getting started, welcome. It's a fantastic hobby, and I'm about to share with you my 5 top tips for beginners to wild camping. This is Wild Astro. So 5 wild camping tips for beginners. The first one is a sort of 2 parts, and it's a very simple one, but it comes with a little bit of a sting in the tail. The first one is ask for advice. Seems like a no-brainer, but get on the Facebook groups and ask people for advice. There is a huge wealth of knowledge out there, and loads of people who have been doing this for years and years and know exactly what to do in most situations. And here's the sting in the tail. There's a but, and it's a big ugly but, which has become more prominent just recently. So ask for advice, but be prepared for there to be a certain amount of sarcasm, snobbish responses to your question, and an awful lot of know-alls who think they've got all the answers. And that's it. I don't want to dwell too long on that. Recent situations have brought a lot of unpleasant people out of the woodwork, but don't be afraid to ask for advice, because there's still a huge amount of fantastic people out there with lots of knowledge and great advice to give. So that's it. Tip number 1 is ask for advice. Okay, tip number 2 is sort of related to tip number 1, but when you are first looking for spots to go camping, grab yourself a map, or get on OS Maps online, or even just Google Maps, and try and find your own first camping spot. It will pay dividends in the long run, and the sense of achievement when you manage to find somewhere great to camp cannot be underestimated. So tip number 2 is grab yourself a map of some sort and ask for advice on how to use the map, of course, and ask for advice on general areas that are great for camping, by all means. But try not to get into people for exact locations. Some people will share them gladly. Some people are a little bit protective. So get yourself a map, have a go at reading it, and if you can't read a map, get online and find out how. But that's tip number 2. Use a map to find your own great camping spots. Okay, tip number 3 is when you're budgeting to buy your first load of kit, focus on warmth and staying warm and getting warm at the end of your walk once you get into your tent. Now, I know there's a few people out there who enjoy getting out there, getting wet, and you know, finding themselves at their tent at the end of the day and making the most of whatever weather situation they found them in. But I don't think so far I've ever come across anyone who enjoys getting cold and staying cold. So when you're looking to budget for your first wild camping gear, this piece of advice is simply to focus on warmth, getting warm, staying warm, and keeping yourself comfortable when the temperature drops at night. So focus on warmth. Okay, tip number 4 is watch the weather. You have to become absolutely obsessive, especially if you're going up high. If you're going up mountains, you have to become absolutely focused on the weather and what it's likely to do and what it might do in the worst case scenario. Get yourself 1, 2, 3, however many weather apps you can find that you trust. I use one called Clear Skies, which is one specifically for astrophotographers because it gives a percentage of cloud cover that can be expected. Mountain Weather UK, otherwise known as MW UK, is a great one. If you're going into mountains, you can focus on a specific mountain summit or just a general area, but check it a week before you go, check it 2 days before you go, check it the day before you go, check it before you walk out the door on the day of your camp, check it when you get out of your vehicle at the parking spot before you head off on your walk, because it can change at any time, and it does. So tip number 4 from me is watch the weather. And finally, tip number 5 from me is focused appropriately on what to do after your camping trip. And this is a piece of advice that I cannot emphasize enough. I think it's really important. I mean, I'm a little bit obsessive about it, but I can't see a downside of doing what I'm about to advise, and that is to clean and dry all of your kit regularly, especially after a camp. Now, fabrics and surfaces that need to be able to slide against each other, like extendable walking poles, for example, they can all gather deposits of all sorts of things, from the ground, mud, salt, to anything that comes down in the rain, to anything that you pick up on your walk from plants or anything else that you brush by. And all of it over time will degrade the performance and will degrade the appearance of your gear. So my final tip for you is, when you get home from a camp, get your gear back out again, get it dried, get it cleaned, and get it put away in a state that's going to make it as easy as possible for you to grab it and go next time you want to go on a camp. And that's it. Those are my top 5 wild camping tips for beginners. I hope they have been of use to you. Leave me some comments below if you've come across any other advice that you think is useful for beginners in the hobby. And I look forward to hearing from you. Let's get on to the second part of this film, which is drawing a couple of winners, or 3 winners in fact, for the camping stove, the sit mat, and one of my Wild Astro channel stickers. here we go.
Okay folks, so here's the video where I set the competition to win the stove. I'm just going to copy the URL from there and go across to the YouTube random comment picker where I'll paste it in. And I want to filter the comments based on the hashtag that I set, which was Wild Nights Starry Skies. And let's find out how many comments we have. We have 45 comments there. So here's the raffle for the random winner. So let's start with third prize, which is a channel sticker. And the channel stickers go into Mike, the novice wild camper. Congratulations, Mike. Send me that address, matey, and I'll get it sent to you straight away. Okay, second prize. So that's sit pad and a channel sticker. Here we go. Philip Warren. Philip, thanks for entering, buddy. Send me your address in a private message, and I'll get your sit pad and channel sticker sent to you straight away. And finally, first prize, which is the Blade 2 camping stove. Here we go. And that is going to Mr. G. Tracy. Now, I don't know who Mr. G. Tracy is. I've not come across your name before, but thank you so much for entering the competition and for tagging yourself with that hashtag in the comments. Send me your address, my friend, and I'll get it sent out to you straight away. So congratulations to my 3 winners. I'll get those prizes sent out to you straight away. Just get me your address sent in a private message. Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
So there we go, folks. Congratulations to the winners. Thank you everyone for entering. It's always a pleasure to have you as part of the channel and interacting with me in the comments in these videos. So thank you so much. That's it for this film. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen today and the advice has meant something to you, then please go and give me that thumbs up below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Every little helps with keeping me going and producing my content. And all that remains for me to say now then is, this is Richie from Wild Astro, signing off.